Hi, welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another installment of the FanHome Build the Enterprise D. And this is a fantastic kit. I highly recommend it. FanHome is currently taking subscription for this, so head over to FanHome and subscribe to this today. I put a direct link in the comments below, also above here. So let's get started. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another installment of the fantastic FanHome Star Trek The Next Generation Build the U.S.S Enterprise D. I am currently working on shipment number 13, or pack 13, and this is a fantastic issue here. Continuing on with this, and this time I'll be building stages 47 through 50. And just as before, I'm not going to take you through the complete assembly of the deck panels and lights and reflectors. I've already showed you how I do that, so they will be fully assembled as we go along in this video, just to make the video shorter. So the magazine starts off with your stage parts and your building instruction, and we'll go through those along the way in this video. So the magazine gives us an episode guide. This time we start with Season 3, Episode 9, The Vengeance Factor. And any of these episodes are your favorites, please put them in the comments below. Season 3, Episode 10, The Deflector. And that's a little bit of a longer article. Season 3, Episode 9, The Hunted. Season 3, Episode 12, The High Ground. Season 3, Episode 13, Deja Q. And lastly, Season 3, Episode 14, A Matter of Perspective. Let's look at the parts that came in this pack. Stage 47 have a deck panel and another reflector for the warp nacelle. Stage 48, another deck panel. Stage 49, a deck panel and another warp nacelle reflector. And stage 50, another deck panel and another warp nacelle reflector, this time in blue. Let's get started. And starting off with stage 47, here's the parts listed. And here's stage 47 build instructions. Fit a different kind of reflector to your warp nacelle. Build and connect a further bank of lights to your upper saucer assembly. So here's our field grill reflector. I'll show you what I'll do with that and where that gets inserted on the warp nacelle. Then we'll build this panel with all the windows, and I'll show you how that is installed here. We'll install that on the saucer and then plug it in, do a light test. Here's the parts for 47. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. BM and EM screws. Here's that clear tape. It's for the reflector. There are two-part reflectors right here for the warp nacelle. Of course, your windows and another metal panel. Looks great. And another set of LED lights. Here's the warp engine filled grill reflectors, and I went ahead and I light diffused this with some spray paint, and that is the Krylon UV resistant clear. And that's just to, like I said, just to diffuse the light a little bit. Now they want us to put these together here like that. And they want you to put some tape on this that was supplied with the parts, but it's a pretty tight fit. I don't think it really needs the tape, and I haven't seen other people use it. Next, we'll bring over the warp nacelle here, and right beside the other one, I'm going to insert that in there. Now I did take and I did light diffuse the other deflector that I put in from the previous stage. Check this out. Here's the warp engine filled grill reflector, and you can see it's two parts here. I'm going to go ahead and modify all the parts named reflectors with a UV resistant clear from Krylon, and that's sprayed on just like that. And this is what I used. Go ahead and insert this in, and then it will get installed on the warp engine. And you can see that there, it's installed. And you can see what it looks like right there. So that's what that looks like there. Now we'll move on to the next step. So here's the next deck panel. I have all the windows installed, so it's ready to be installed on the saucer. And that deck panel will go right here, along that panel right there. And the LEDs we received in this stage are going to mount to these panels. The yellow and black wire here, and then the blue and red wire over here. We'll go ahead and take our panel and we're going to slide it in underneath and line it up for the BM screws. First BM screw is in. 6 BM screws are installed, and I'll install 4 EM screws. All 4 EM screws are installed. Now we'll go ahead and do a light test. Make sure these lights work. And they do. Now we'll go ahead and plug that LED wire harness onto the PCB board. And it's going to get plugged in right here. And there you go. It's plugged in right there. And that's all I do with stage 47. Let's head over and do stage 48. Next we'll work on stage 48. Another deck panel, and once again a escape pod covers here along with the reflectors. With 48, we'll install the deck panels on two sides of the saucer module and continue to fit reflectors in the port side warp nacelles. So there's that. We'll get that completed and ready to go. Do a light check for it. Install that on the saucer. I don't think it's going to give me any problems. Make sure our wires are routed correctly. Put the screws in and plug that into the PCB board. Of course, we did the light check on it. Then we'll get the deck panel we previously assembled from stage 36. We'll go ahead and install that also, and then we'll put in our grill, the field grill reflectors. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. And here are the parts for 48. Let's get a closer look. BM and DM screws. We received another panel. This is also made of metal. Very nice. The reflectors for it, the windows, and one of the reflector components for the warp engines, just like the other one we did previously. And of course the escape hatch covers, and another set of LED wires. And here's our panel. Everything is installed on it, the windows and the escape pod covers, along with the LEDs and the reflectors. And that's how that should look. Now we'll go ahead and do a light test. That's good there. Now we'll go ahead and install this on the saucer. Next, this panel will get installed right here on the left side of the saucer. Insert our wires, and that's going to insert just like that. And two more BM screws on the back side. And those are the screws right there that just got put in for that panel. Go ahead and plug this into the PCB board. And it went in right there. Next, I retrieved the deck panel from stage 36. We're going to install that right here. We need to run our wiring through the top there, and put it down just like that. And 3 BM screws are going to hold that down. 3 BM screws were installed, one right here, one right there, and one right there. And that's how that looks installed. Now let's go ahead and work on the warp nacelle next. Go ahead and assemble the field grill reflector, and I already diffused it with the clear lacquer, and we're going to insert it with the shelf on top, straight in just like that. And then simply going to take it and put it over on the other side. Just like we did before. And that's all I do with stage 48. Let's head over and do stage 49. Let's begin stage 49. We're going to assemble another deck panel. Got the LED lights there, and again the warp nacelle reflector like we did before. For stage 49, I'll assemble another deck panel and the reflector for the warp nacelle. Do that first, the warp nacelle. Install that in place. Assemble another deck panel. And do a light check. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. Here's parts for 49. Let's get a closer look. And here's a close-up of those parts. Another deck panel, this time it's plastic. Reflector for it. Blackout windows, clear windows, warp nacelle reflector, escape hatch pod covers, clear tape for the reflector, and BP screws, along with another LED. Now the first thing I do is I assemble the field grille reflectors, and just as I did before, I went ahead and diffused this window, and it's going to insert there, and of course it's going to install just like the other one over here on the right side. And it's good there. Now let's move on to the next deck panel. And the next deck panel has been assembled already. And you can see how the LEDs are wired up to that. We'll go ahead and do a light test on this. That's good there. And that's all we do with stage 49. Let's head over and do stage 50. Let's go ahead and do stage 50, which is the final stage for this pack. Again, deck panel, LED light, and another light reflector panel. In this stage, a deck panel is assembled and the final warp engine field grille reflector is added to the port side warp nacelle. There that is right there. And we'll install this on the deck panel and do a light check. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 50. Let's get a closer look. BP screws, clear and blacked out windows, escape hatch pod covers, another deck panel. This is made of plastic. Very nice. Reflector, and the last reflective panel for the warp nacelle. And you can see that this one is already diffused. And LED lights. And again, adding to the field grille deflector, we need to assemble this and just put the diffused panel inside. Then this will slide in on the end, just like that. And that completes all the reflectors all the way around. Next, I assemble the next deck panel, and that's what it looks like. We only put one LED into this, the yellow and white wire, but that's how that looks. Go ahead and do a light test. There you go. Looks good. And that's all I do with stage 50. Had a blast building this pack, and I will be right back. And that completes pack 13 for the Build the Enterprise D. I'm having a blast building this so far. It's been outstanding. If you haven't done so already, head over to FanHome and subscribe to this fantastic starship today. They are actively taking subscription for this, so don't pass this up. Anyway, I hope you liked my video. The best way you can do to support my channel is to, number one, like this video and subscribe to my channel. Subscribing to my channel really helps me out and keeps my channel going. With that, until pack 14 arrives, I will see you all later. Happy modeling, everybody.